Okay, so today I'm going to talk about notes and stuff. I am currently procrastinating this. You probably can't really see it. Homework, because I have a homework due tomorrow night and a homework due Wednesday, midday. And I barely started the second one, and I'm not quite finished with this one. But I decided, I'm just not going to do any more tonight because I'm tired. And I'm tired of this back-to-back homework. So I want to talk about the new way that I've been doing notes because I'm a grad student and I take notes like a good student. I sort of do. Well, I'll talk about what I do for that. Okay, so I am going to show you this thing right here, which you see right now, but I'm going to put it, throw it away, not throw it away, I'm going to put it away. That is the way I've been sort of doing notes, and I want to talk about what that's like and why I think it's actually really, really great, even though I'm only like a month and a half into doing it. But I think it's really great and it's been really helpful for me. It's better than all the ways that I've done notes in the past. I'm going to talk about how I've done notes. So in undergrad, I did notes like I feel like a lot of people do, at least a lot of people that I saw in undergrad, which, you take a notebook like this. Usually I'd fill up, a whole composition notebook, sometimes less in a semester. And I had so many of these. This is a side topic, but I had so many of these just like 2 months ago, but I scanned them all in. And so now I only have like a couple left. I just threw them all away, or recycled them, because it's like, oh my God. But now they're all on the computer. Anyways, that was just a little side tangent. Yeah, but usually, I'd fill out a notebook like this. And, this would just be during class. I'd write everything that the professor would say and write, usually just what they wrote on the boards. And that would be about it. I wouldn't do much more with it. It'd be quite messy. I wish I had an example. This is just from current grad school, which I'll kind of talk about, because there's not a lot in here. We're like a month and a half in, and I only have like less than 10 pages in here. So you can tell I don't write a lot of notes anymore, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I'm getting sidetracked every second, but the way I've been doing notes in the past is not good. The way I've been doing it, at least not for me. And just objectively, it's not. I mean, just writing down what the professor says, not in any organized fashion, is not useful. I don't think. It's just like, it might be useful, but it's like, it's really not. Like, if you were to take it and then rewrite somewhere else, like on the computer or on paper, whatever, more organized with more explanations and stuff, that could be good. But I think in doing that, in writing everything the professor says, you're getting very distracted and you're going to miss a lot of things the professor says and stuff. You're probably not going to ask as many questions. And so I feel like it's a lose-win, a lose-lose. I don't know. I just stopped doing it because I knew that it wasn't helpful, wasn't useful. And going into grad school, I wanted to shake things up. I wanted things to be different. I wanted things to be better. Because I did really pretty well in undergrad, but there were so many things that I learned, but I never really ended up remembering. I didn't remember them well. Some things I didn't learn well at all. I don't have much to go back to because all I have is just messy notes to look at. So the way I've been doing notes now is not really taking notes in class, which I am considering whether or not that's a good thing. So don't take my word on whether that's a good thing or not. But I take some notes, at least, especially when we do problems in class. I write those. But usually, like in some classes, I don't really take notes. Some classes, all the notes are provided, so there's not really that much of a purpose. But I just don't think the method of writing all the stuff that they write is useful, because it never was for me. What I typically do, I'll write some stuff, like when we do problems and other stuff. But usually I just don't write anything. And then later on, and again, I don't know if this is a great tactic because it actually is very time consuming. I'm willing to do things that are time consuming because, I don't know, that's just how I am. But for you, it might not be worth it. So I'm going to talk about things you should do that I think are really good, which is going to focus on, drumroll, explaining things yourself and writing things down and just explaining things. So what I've been doing is, and I will show you, is I've been writing stuff in what's called Notion, which you may have heard of Notion, but it's really, you can do it anywhere. You can do it in Google Docs, you can do it on paper, you can do it wherever you want. I think Notion is the best for this because it doesn't waste a bunch of paper and notebooks. It makes writing equations really easy. If you want to use LaTeX, go ahead, but that's a nightmare if you want to just write stuff easily. But in Notion, it's like, okay, you can write equations with LaTeX. Like, all right, let's show. I've had this recording going for a while on my computer, so I might as well do something with it. So here I have the chapter 2 of classical mechanics that I've just been writing stuff. This is from like the last day. Sometimes I get lazy and I just take pictures of the notes from the professor and just throw those in if I'm too lazy to write equations. But if you want to write an equation, so first you could just write whatever, explanations, fun. And then you could write an equation, like, okay, I want to write, slash frac, 2/3, pi r cubed equals mom or something. It's invalid. How dare? Oh, I see. You gotta do the spaces. And then you got an equation. If you don't mess things up, you got an equation, then you can type more. It's great. And you can do other stuff. You can add pictures, like I showed. You can add little GIFs, or is it GIFs? I don't know. You can add those too. I did that. Actually, I'm gonna find that real quick. Okay, I see. I wrote it in, I put it in, here you go. Look at that. Look at that GIF/GIF. I just pulled this from 3 Blue 1 Brown a little bit. It's for my own personal use, so it's fine, right? But yeah, so I just add a little GIF. This is about divergence with vector fields. Look at that. That's so nice. 3 Blue 1 Brown. You are a great thing in this universe. I want to get to the main point of this, which is writing things out, explaining things yourself. I think is really, really important, something that I've found. Before, I've just been writing stuff in notebooks and it hasn't been very useful. But now what I do is I go into here. You could do it anywhere. You could do it, on paper or whatever. So what I do is I just write things out in my own words, in my own explanations, and I just try to explain everything that I possibly can. I add equations. I make it the easiest I can for my understanding. And for some reason, that's been helping the information stick. That's been helping me actually understand the material, such that I feel like I understand things so much better. There's things that I never really had a firm grasp on, like vector spaces and stuff. But now, since I use the treatment of explaining stuff myself and actually just really putting a lot of effort into understanding things and writing things down, now I understand things well. That is a really useful tactic. Just explaining things yourself, not just taking other people's words and just being like, okay, I'll try to understand it, but just taking other people's words, taking the words from the textbook and from your notes or whatever, and then going separately to Notion or on paper or something and just explain it all. Just without even looking, just try to explain it. And then if you can, great. But if you can't, then you can work at it and try to understand it more, go to the book, try to put things in your own words, try to explain things best you can. And that has been a really useful thing for me. And I think it's great. And I think you should do it. That's what I've learned. We'll have to see in the next couple of months. But it's like, yeah, definitely. This is definitely a useful thing. Obviously, writing things out, explaining things yourself is a great thing. It's been useful for me. I think it'll be useful for you. And yeah, it's basically the point of this video, I think. I think you should do it like on the computer, because then you actually have something to go back to that's really easy to access. This is not great to access because you'll have a bunch of paper. You can't control F paper. You can't control F paper. That's not possible, at least not that I know of. And it's a lot easier to like put things in different sections, put things in different chapters, inserting pictures and GIFs and equations. I mean, you can write equations. I guess it's probably easier to write them. But I think everything else added together makes doing it on the computer. And doing it on Notion is great. Notion's not sponsoring this or anything, just saying. But by the way, Notion is free for everyone apparently. So before it was free for students, but I'm pretty sure it's free for everyone now. Last time I heard, it's free for everyone. So use Notion. Whatever you do in your life, especially if you're in academia, definitely use Notion. It's great. But that's what I want to say. I want to say how explaining things yourself is really, really great. And it's kind of an obvious thing. And it took me a while to realize it and actually, maybe I'd never really had the patience for that in the past, but now I do because I'm in grad school and this is my life, and I'm here because I want to, and I'm, only taking physics, and so, I want to do well. I want to do really well. So I'm putting all my effort in to try to do well. And so I do have a lot of patience for this. So it does take a lot of time, especially if you're in a science topic like physics. It's really important that you nail down these concepts because there's so many crazy concepts, and not just concepts, but ways of solving problems and whatnot that you really need to nail down. And if you don't, then you're not going to do so well, which is why I think writing things out yourself, explaining things yourself is great. It's a great thing. Obviously it is. Explain things yourself. Do it and try it. Instead of just writing notes like normal, try to really understand things, because that has been really helpful for me. Just really putting in the effort and time to understand things better so that I can do better. We'll see what happens when I have my first tests in the next couple weeks, which I'm not looking forward to. And I'm not looking forward to getting back to this tomorrow at some point. I'm really not looking forward to that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I need water because I've really been talking for like 30 minutes. So if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a like. If you want to see more videos like this and similar videos and science videos, physics and math related videos, consider subscribing. I suggest checking out what I already have on this channel. You can expect to see more semi-frequently. Obviously I'm a grad student, obviously I'm busy, but I do want to try to actually make stuff. I made a vlog, which you can see, I'll probably put a card for, but yeah, that's all I have. I'm tired. Bye-bye.